Welcome to the MWR podcast at Fort Carson.
Welcome to the MWR podcast. I'm here today with Miss Esseline Miller. She is our Child and Youth Services Outreach Director here at Fort Carson. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of registering your children into the CYS system and how to do that and kind of the tips and tricks. So to open up, I am an SFRG leader and have come into circumstances where a lot of people don't even know about CYS here on post. And then when they ask about, well, what do I need to do and everything like that, there's a lot of, I think, conflicting questions and answers and things like that. Can you give us some insight into, I guess the mission and, starting that process?
The mission, of course, is to support the mission of the Army. And in order to do that, soldiers need to have their children in child care. The registration process itself is quite simple. That isn't always the experience that people have sometimes, but the registration process is simple if you're organized. So it's important to always have hard copies, not digital copies, of shot records, physicals, and a hard copy of the soldier's LES.
Okay.
Aside from that, that's all that we need to register. The confusion part comes in sometimes when a child has special medical conditions.
Okay.
And now we're talking additional paperwork and visits to the doctor. And so that could delay the process a week or so, week to 10 days.
Okay.
But the registration itself, those are the only documents that you need.
Okay. Well, that's a good point because everybody goes digital nowadays. And I've learned over the years, multiple installations, it's just better to have the hard copies of that stuff. So, yeah.
we hear a lot, soldiers say that they pack those documents with their household goods, and their household goods are not coming for a month.
Yeah.
It's on a truck somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
So it's always good to have hard copies on you, with you, of those important documents for your children.
Those were the little tips and tricks. I mean, before we even figured out how to drive around the installation, the first thing we did, he didn't even report yet, and I made us all go to CYS and register.
And that's important to have that registration done before you're behind the eight ball trying to find child care.
Yes.
So if you get them registered as soon as you get here, that's one step ahead.
Yes, because I know from experience, it's different from installation to installation on wait list opportunities. I mean, I almost cried at Central Registration because it was the first time I came to an installation that had hourly care and Saturday care that we could have dates, or I didn't have to worry about, finding somebody to watch the kids while I had a doctor's appointment, And so I appreciated you guys connecting with the community and offering what was needed. So,
and I'm glad you mentioned hourly care. During the intense months of COVID, we had very little hourly care. And then we moved to, you can have hourly care if you have a medical appointment. Okay. Now it is open up to everyone, so everyone can use those 15 hours of hourly care at $5 an hour. And so if you want to go shopping, if you want to go, for a spa day, lunch with your girlfriends, whatever, you can make those appointments through Parent Central.
Oh, that's so good.
And they're available. And right now, it's really being underutilized.
Well, that brings up a good point because the feedback that I've gotten from our family members is that they didn't realize that there's these opportunities, but why would I have to register them, the kind of thing. So that brings up, there's other benefits to registering the kids, even if you're not planning on using the childcare, in case of emergencies and things like that. So, I've been trying to push, just register the kids because you just don't know. And I know how it's been during deployment. I mean, I've I've called up CYS and said, please, I just need an hour. I'm like
Right.
losing my mind,
Right.
So,
And
yeah.
that is supporting the mission, us being able to provide that temporary child care for parents so they can just sit and read a book or,
Yes.
sit in the tub for an hour.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
While that soldier is deployed. And
Yeah.
we are still offering those 16 free hours of hourly care for deployments as well.
Okay. Well, another circumstance that I've had come up was, people asking about part of what is needed to register. They have this assumption that, I have to get all the shots updated, things like that. And that's a big deterrent to them. Can you give some insight into that?
So shots are required. However, if there is a medical condition that the child can't receive the shots or a non-medical reason the family has chosen not to immunize their children, there is a process in place to get that approved. It does take a little bit longer, but certainly they could still register with us.
That's really good to know because, somebody, they have their convictions and I don't, that's great.
Yes,
that's fine,
absolutely,
And
yeah.
we're still offering that option. So that's awesome to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are there any other aspects that I'm kind of missing that you wanted to touch on?
The wait list.
Okay. Yes.
So you can register your child to use hourly care or sports activities, and only for those things. But if you're looking for actual child care, Monday through Friday, so you can go to work or college or whatever, you must be on the wait list.
Okay.
It's militarychildcare.com. And once you've created an account on that website, Parent Central starts tracking you from that point. There is a priority for child care. Top priority are CYS employees. We need to have workers in
Yes.
order to care for your children.
Absolutely.
And then it's single soldiers, dual military, and soldiers with a full-time working spouse. And it goes down from there. But in order for us to offer you child care, you have to be on militarychildcare.com.
Okay.
You can do that here. You can do it from the installation that you're PCSing from. You can do it at any time, anywhere, because it's all online.
Yeah, it's been nice.
It is, right?
It's been a change. And
Yes,
It's been nice.
huge change. But Parent Central starts tracking you the moment you show up on that wait list.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
So you need to do that first and foremost.
Okay, as
If
soon as
you're-
you get those orders, essentially,
Yes.
because then you have that document
Yes.
saying, I'm definitely coming.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And every installation is running a little bit differently depending on where they are with COVID.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that makes sense. And then that's the other thing, too, is capacity-wise, this installation has been huge compared to other installations. Like when we were stationed at Fort Polk, it was only a very limited amount of
Right.
space versus here we have multiple facilities that do help support the quantity of soldiers and families that are stationed here.
On any given day, we have 1,200 plus children in care. And that's not meeting our capacity just yet because of the COVID restrictions. But that's a lot of kiddos that we take a lot of pride in caring for. So
Yeah.
there is still some opportunities for full-time child care, depending on what your priority for care is.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much for sharing all of that information
You're
with us.
welcome.
Is there anything that else you want to touch?
No, I think that's it. We're open 7 to 6, Monday through Friday. Call, make an appointment. We'll be happy to help.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.